the Universe 6 arc, it's actually stated that base Cabba and base Vegeta are equals, and stated even by Vegeta himself that the fight would take forever, as it was. And if base Vegeta and base Cabba are equals, then Super Saiyan Cabba would be 50 times that of base Vegeta.
I disagree.
What?
Okay, so the statement about Vegeta and Cabba being equal, he basically says, hold on, I can get it from the episode, or if you already posted it. You said you had that scan, right?
I have the scan, yeah, let me post it.
Yeah, just post it from me real quick. I can show you what I'm talking about.
This scan here.
Yeah, he said, so on normal phones, you're evenly matched with me. Okay, like, we have to take, like, context into this, because when Vegeta turned Super Saiyan, and then Cabba turned Super Saiyan, like, if I get the fight right here, where is it? They're both 50 times stronger, they would be getting the same multiplier, right? And then Vegeta's
no,
still
I disagree with that.
You disagree? Why?
Yeah, because Vegeta has had grade 4, whilst Cabba would have only achieved grade 1 at this point. So that would simply just be evidence for grade 4 being stronger than
grade 1. So you're saying
1.
He has a higher form of Super Saiyan than Vegeta does?
Yes. Well, no, I'd say Vegeta has the higher form.
Okay. So, yeah, Vegeta has a higher form of Super Saiyan than Cabba does, what you're assuming.
Yeah, that's grade 4, grade 1.
1 second. I'm going to get a scan.
Essentially, what you're trying to do at this point is trying to contradict that they're equal in base form by saying they should have the same multiplier, which is your burden of proof that's your burden of proof now. You have to now prove they have the same multiplier.
No, okay. 1 second. So do you, basically what I'm saying is, you could assert the fact that Cabba, like, let's say Cabba's just stronger than, how do I explain this? If Cabba and Vegeta are the same levels of power, right? And Vegeta is shown doing better than Cabba during the fight, in terms of the fight. And then we have the fact of you saying that the multiplier isn't the same. But we have evidence to suggest people like Killer Khalifa, when they turn Super Saiyan, and then Cabba does it, that they're still significant. And even if you said, okay, well, what is it? Kale and Khalifa, well, Kale is a better fighter than Cabba or whatever it is, or you wanted to say something like that. Well, you realize Cabba would be 50 times stronger, and he's still, it's shown that Kale has a better, what's it called? Kale is more powerful than Cabba is with her Super Saiyan form.
Okay, so how does that disprove that base Vegeta
because if
equals?
Okay, because if Cabba and Kale, right, you would agree that they're relative in base?
I don't know. Kale's like a shy bitch in base form. Like, she suffers from Gohan.
I mean, my fault, Khalifa. You would agree that Khalifa and Cabba are relative in base?
No.
You think Khalifa is way stronger?
I do recall base Khalifa was stronger than base Cabba, and then I also remember that when Khalifa turned Super Saiyan, when they fought, right? When Cabba fought her, she went straight into Super Saiyan, and then after when Khalifa achieved Super Saiyan, he conceded that she was stronger than him.
I'm getting the scan for you right here. Second. Can't find the sub. I only see the dub for it, so I'm not even gonna use that unless you're okay with that.
I'm looking for the sub as well.
Okay, so here you go. I'll just post this clip, show you exactly what I'm talking about. Here's Cabba fighting Kale, and then this is in Kale's like berserker form, and then the berserker form's multiplier should be like greater than the Super Saiyan's multiplier. Pretty sure you agree with that, or we can go down a line of like me proving that if you want. It doesn't matter.
We can agree on that. Yeah.
Okay, so the berserker like state that she has is greater than Super Saiyan's multiplier, and then we see Cabba and Super Saiyan. And then if we assert the thing that let's say Cabba is stronger than Kale in base, right? Okay, well now you have base Cabba over base Kale, and then you have that multiplier that should be greater. How much stronger is Cabba than the base Kale? And then even if we're like to go off of like like Khalifa hyping up Kale's power, or her being like, oh well, Kale's impressive or whatever, but she's just shy. Well, you would agree that Kale and Khalifa are relative, right?
I don't know if anything suggests that they're relative.
Pretty sure there's a statement for that. Look for it, where she's like hyping up Kale. Give me a second.
Okay. Is there some point where these two be like, let's say Kale, Cabba? Probably, yeah. That's my scan. Yeah.
Which one? Okay, yeah, I could probably beat you like this. You might be able to. Okay, so yeah, he's saying he might be able to beat him like that, and then you have Cabba taking blows from Berserker Kale, and also like being able to deflect some of her attacks, implying he has the strength to do that. You want me to scan for that?
No, I've seen it. Yeah, I saw Cabba do that. I also know that Khalifa took hits as well, from what I recall. So.
Look at the Khalifa.
Because Khalifa tried to stop Kale, and she got snapped away.
Yeah, but Cabba actually did get in the mix-up between Kale, and she was able to block the attacks. She didn't get smacked away at first.
Let's say Cabba at this point is relative to Kale, right? We already agreed that his base form should be superior. We agreed that Kale's multiplier should be superior.
No, you're saying
anything that would just speak to base Cabba's
No, you're making the assumption because you're taking the fact of I said that base Cabba is over base Kale, right? And I said, is that what you're gonna? I said, do you agree with that notion or whatever? And then you said, I don't see why. I would need some way to prove that. And I said, okay, well, do you agree that Khalifa and Kale are relative because Khalifa hypes up Kale all the time or whatever with like her potential, and that's your like student or whatever like that.
I still don't understand how this connects anyway to my argument earlier.
Okay,
like this seems like such a massive. Okay, it seems like such a massive derail.
Okay, the argument I'm trying to show you why it connects is because it's showing you that the Berserker form has a higher multiplier than the Super Saiyan form, right? And then you agree that Berserker Kale was stronger than Super Saiyan Khalifa. And if you're asserting the fact that base Khalifa is stronger than Cabba and Super Saiyan Khalifa is stronger than Super Saiyan Cabba, right? Well, then you would be asserting that the Ampla, her strength would just be greater. But now we have a Super Saiyan Cabba who's doing better than Kale in her Berserker state. So it's to show you that the multiplier is basically like what you're saying about it being 50 times, or them like Vegeta having a higher grade 4 into Super Saiyan than Cabba does, which is why Vegeta and Super Saiyan was doing better than Cabba was, is wrong. Because I'm showing you that characters like fucking Kale.
You never proved any of that. I don't think anything is proved any of that.
I'll tell you step by step of what I'm talking about. Give me a second.
So what you're trying to say is that in base that they're somewhat relative, and in Super Saiyan that they're somewhat relative. Is that the basic gist of it?
No, I'm saying that base Cabba is like you saying that Vegeta's higher into grade 4, and then you're saying that like they can't just reach that level of power. I disagree with that. I think that like Cabba turning Super Saiyan could just be just as strong as Vegeta turning Super Saiyan.
Can you prove that? Because you're arguing my statements contradicted, so this is your burden of proof to prove.
Okay. Due to the scan that you posted where Vegeta is saying that they're equal in base, and then you're still making the assertion with the grades, right? But even if we can use like Goten and Gohan, okay?
I'm not making the assertion you are, right? I just said that they are equal, and you're saying that's wrong.
The assertion that you made
told me that's wrong.
No, I'm talking about the assertion that you made saying that Cabba and Vegeta are in base due to the scan about what Vegeta says. You posted that, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, so basically you're saying the statement is saying that they're the same power in base, right? Okay, well I'm saying that their Super Saiyan forms could be the same level of strength, and there doesn't have to be like a grade 4 Cabba and Super Saiyan. I'm saying Cabba Super Saiyan could just be that strong. And an example to prove that is through the Kale and Khalifa scale in which I presented. And then I also brought up like even Goten and like the Buu arc or whatever, like Super Saiyan Goten being stated to be equal to like the Gohan or whatever. It's the same thing.
Yeah, Yeah, so
like the newer Saiyans have always been shown to just have this strength or whatever. They don't need like the grade 4 argument that you're making or whatever. They can just jump up to that level of strength in their Super Saiyan.
I mean, that's a nice theory and everything, but again, that doesn't refute my argument. Like, I'm telling you that they're equal in base form, and your assertion that this is.
No, I already said Vegeta did. I already said Vegeta did better during that fight than Cabba did in his base form, but yeah, he said they're evenly matched.
Yeah.
And also you have to like look at the context of like Vegeta belittling him and teaching him at the same time.
Yeah, but that would just demonstrate that he's a more skilled fighter than Cabba. That wouldn't demonstrate that he's stronger than him in base form, which is what I was on about. And he even says afterwards that this would take forever. He literally says afterwards in the statement. But this is the statement. He says that they're equal. And he goes, "This match could go on forever." So he's literally saying that they're relative.
Yeah. He said that this match. He said they could go on forever or whatever. And then you see him like smirking at Cabba, showing he's like nonchalant again. But we've seen a serious Vegeta in base before. And you would also agree that like when Cabba and Vegeta both fire the Gallic gun or whatever, Cabba fires his before Vegeta fires his, and Vegeta is able to fire off a quicker Gallic gun than Cabba and somehow match his Gallic gun even though it was fired later. Showing that so obviously if he has a blast and it's fired towards Vegeta, right, and there's more strength coming towards him and Vegeta's able to counter it when it's that close to him, then that would already like debunk that statement.
No, because there's nothing proof that he was directly fired right at point blank range.
Okay, I'll get the clip then. Yeah, it's definitely Vegeta fires his Gallic gun afterwards, and it's like right near Vegeta already. And he pushes it back to the middle.
Right. So if Vegeta fired it afterwards, that would just mean that the attack moved towards the middle at the same time.
That's not how force works. Oh, that's like 100-pound weight being thrown at me or whatever. And then now the weight is getting closer to my body, so I have to exert enough force to push that weight back to the middle. You wouldn't need 100 pounds to do that. You would need a greater force to get it to the middle because you're moving it forward. You can use 100 pounds of force to stop it, but there's the momentum from the initial part of the attack, so it would be greater than 100 pounds of force. Do you get what I'm saying? I can show you the clip too, if you don't get what I'm saying.
Go on, show you a clip.
Get Vegeta versus Cabba.
Go put him back.
Hold on, give me a second. All right, my fault. I had to do a family thing. All right, look at chat and scans and go to 740.
740.
Yeah. It's like the Gallic gun or whatever at 735 and up to 740, Cabba fires the Gallic gun and that's already headed towards Vegeta's body and it's near him and Vegeta fires off a Gallic gun quick enough to push it to the middle. That requires greater force. Find that he was strong.
So you're making the claim that this attack went at point blank and then he fired it, pushed it all the way back to the middle. That's your claim now.
What did you say?
Is your claim that the Cabba fired it first, it Vegeta right towards his stomach or like really close to him, and then Vegeta fired it,
and then Vegeta has enough force to push it to the middle, proving that he's overpowering that force. Yes.
Right, and you're arguing that is the contradiction to them being equal in base.
That's one of the contradictions, and then there's also like Vegeta doing better in the base fight. Like Vegeta says they're evenly matched, but then he's like smirking, nonchalant about it, and we've obviously seen a more serious Vegeta, like when he fights Goku or somebody else, and then he's like kicking Cabba in the face and like beating the shit out of him. Cabba tags him a few times, but Vegeta is definitely doing better during the fight. Like I can get the whole clip.
Okay, so can you prove that Vegeta is at the same distance that he was when he fired the blast? Because attacks have recoil in Dragon Ball as well, correct? Like when Goku, for example. So attacks in Dragon Ball have recoil to them?
Right? Yeah, it depends. Depends on the attack.
So, alright, I'll give you an example. When Goku fired a Kamehameha away from his feet to launch him from the ground, right? Or when Goku fired a beam from the ground to dodge one of Frieza's attacks. He used the force of the attack to push away.
I disagree with that line of logic because we see Goku pushing himself or propelling himself with the Kamehameha. When they're I can post times where Goku's standing in the same. Wait. But I'm saying I can post stands where Goku. I'm saying Goku can stand in the same spot and fire Kamehameha. So you have to show Vegeta using it as a recoil, or he was being pushed back from the attack.
Your assertion is that this is the case. Well, you're arguing contradiction, which means you have to prove the case. Do you know what contradiction is, Heisler? Do you know what contradiction is?
I know what contradiction is, but I'm saying... Hey, wait, I know what contradiction is, but I'm saying... I don't have to prove that. I can show you why. Give me a second. Okay, so in the scan that I posted, I said that Vegeta is standing, and because we see him standing on the panel or whatever, the frame, and then he fires the Gala gun after Cabba fires it. So the base assertion from then should be Vegeta fires the Gala gun later. So if the Gala gun is fired before Vegeta fires his Gala gun, then we know that the distance traveled from Cabba's Gala gun is ahead of Vegeta's Gala gun. So the base assertion we can make is saying that Vegeta is still at that same spot, or either that Vegeta fired it later, and either or is still proving my argument that Vegeta is firing his Gala gun later and it's requiring more force to push it to the middle. So it's your assertion. Okay. I can take either side, and I'll still be right.
Okay, so this is the thing, right? When we're both looking at the same bits of information and yours leads to a contradiction and mine doesn't, it proves that my case is more consistent, and you are arguing a contrary point to mine, right? I am just simply asserting a simple point, you're saying that's wrong. When you say something is wrong or something is contradicted, you must prove all aspects to say why it's wrong.
No, you brought up a recoil point.
Yeah,
and you were able to
gave you an alternative. Yeah, right. So this is what you said to me. You said there is a contradiction in your argument because I made a base assumption and then it led to this conclusion. I'm just like, well, why did I make a base assumption? You made a base assumption that Vegeta stayed in the same spot.
Which assumption are you referring to? Which one are you referring to? So I don't get confused. Either.
That Vegeta stayed in the same spot.
That Vegeta stayed in the same spot. Yeah, and I also just provided a steel man to say even if he didn't, it still proves my argument itself. And my my assumption that I'm making is more likely, and I can use like Occam's razor to prove that.
Well, again, you're still arguing contradiction, so it doesn't matter what's more likely or what's less likely.
Are you saying? So you're saying? Wait. It doesn't matter because we can. If you want to go off of that route, then it's going to be going off of objectivity and proving something that's objective. And that's going to be retarded because we're debating and we're trying to come to a more likely conclusion, anyways. So we're allowed to use more likely evidence, unless you disagree with that, and it's just true objectiveness. And then in that case, the debate's just going to be retarded.
Well, no, I obviously don't go about with just true objectiveness. I'm just saying that I made an assertion from the start, and you said it was wrong straight away.
Yeah, no. Yeah, I'm saying, you made the claim using the scan saying that Cabba and Vegeta are relative because Vegeta said it. Then I made the assumption. I said, well, I think Vegeta is basically wrong, or he's lying because Vegeta's doing better during the fight, which I can post because it's in the video clip of him doing better. And then he fires the Gala gun later after Cabba already fired his, providing more force because he's able to push it to the middle. So then I went off of the stance and I said, okay, Vegeta's standing there. Then I provided an ultimatum and I said, even if Vegeta is not in the same spot, which you would have to show because you said the recoil example, and I said there's times in Dragon Ball to where they're standing in the same spot and doing it, right? So that cancels out your point. I'm saying that if Vegeta's still not in the same spot, he's still firing the Gala gun later, which requires more force to be able to push somebody's attack to the middle. Still does. So it still proves my part.
So let's say I steal man this point and say, yeah, Vegeta did overpower it, he did push it back and whatever, right? The whole point that I made was that they were relative, which is what Vegeta's point was earlier.
No, Vegeta says they're evenly matched. That's what he says.
Right, but he doesn't say they're evenly matched when it came to their
which is going to be semantics because then you could go off of like what evenly matches in Dragon Ball. Like, you can use the Vegeta and Gogeta statement about them being like equally, and then you could just say they have different abilities, so they're not equal. Like, you can do that with a lot of different things. So what do you think evenly matched means? This is going to go off of like the semantics route.
Well, again, you could just say evenly matches in their base strength, roughly. Like, this is them using their Gallic guns or whatever the fuck, right? And if anything, that would prove that...
I disagree. I disagree because I see that Vegeta is still doing better during the fight and damaging Cabba, like more than Cabba is. So I disagree with that notion. And even if I say...
Fighter, though. That would just prove that Vegeta is a superior.
But you realize that due to the fact that Vegeta is able to damage Cabba more times and he's able to outmaneuver him, that also includes speed, right? And then you would agree that speed correlates to power, or just like even if it doesn't, Vegeta's still doing more damage, so he would still be stronger. Like, I can provide a scan from that. It's in the whole video.
Again, that would just prove that Vegeta is the better fighter.
No, but he's using more strength than Cabba. I'll give you an example.
Yeah, let me show you what the narrator says about the fight as well. Look at the scans. It says Cabba, the Saiyan from Universe 6, fought equally against Vegeta during the match.
Like here's
my entire point is that they're just relative in base.
Okay.
And that Cabba, when he turns Super Saiyan, will be 50 times.
Okay, so if you go to the fight, right, and you look at 730, there's another contradiction. Okay, so Cabba basically like gut shots Vegeta and then punches him, causing him to spit over him, right? And then you have right after this panel, Vegeta like does like this footwork technique or whatever and kicks Cabba in the head and causes Cabba to slide all the way across the ring and then drop a knee, and he sits on the floor for a while before fouling a Gallic Gun. It's implied that Cabba is definitely more hurt than Vegeta is. And then Vegeta's also smiling, showing that he's nonchalant and he's not serious at all.
Well, that just comes to basic physics. Like Vegeta got punched in the stomach, whilst Cabba got kicked in the chin.
Are you saying you can't be launched by being punched in the stomach?
Obviously, you can, but I'm just saying.
Okay, but you making a claim?
Cabba got kicked in the face. You're making you keep arguing contradictions. You keep arguing contradictions, and there are always alternative ways to look at the situation. I don't understand why you keep arguing contradictions.
But it's the more likely assumption, Torrus. That's what you have to be taking. You could say there's alternative assumptions for everything. You could say there's
I go with the most consistent assumption. Yeah, I go with the most consistent one, which is without contradiction.
And consistent can also be the most likely. You agree that what's most likely is the most consistent thing, and it's consistent that Vegeta's mopping the floor with Cabba the whole fight.
No, it's consistent that Vegeta has an advantage over Cabba, and I'm saying that they're relative in base, and that Vegeta is a more skilled fighter. That is consistent.
But oh my gosh, if you're making a positive claim and you're saying that, if you're making you're making positive claim A, and you're saying that Vegeta is the same strength as Cabba, right? And your means of proving that is showing the statement. But you agree that feats contradict statements unless proven otherwise. Do you agree?
I agree that feats contradict statements.
Okay, so the feats is what I'm saying is that Vegeta's doing better consistently during the fight, doing more damage than Cabba, and providing more force and speed than Cabba is.
Again, I've already refuted that, saying that there is no contradiction because you could just argue that Vegeta is a more skilled fighter, and that's all.
Yeah, but
you can be equal to you can be equal to somebody and then be more skilled. That's totally fine.
Okay, that's not the case. What is your means of proving that he's more of a skilled fighter than Cabba? Instead of him just being faster and stronger, why can't he be more of a skilled fighter and faster and stronger? Why can't it be both? Because your argument was making alternative assumptions and saying there's different routes to go about it. So why can't Vegeta just be faster, stronger, and a better fighter?
Well, like I said, if they say that they're roughly equal, then I'm going with they're roughly equal. I'm just going with what the statement says.
Yeah,
assuming the statement is correct.
Yeah, you're following the statement and proving it. And then I'm saying that the statement is wrong due to the feats during the scene. You're saying those feats are because he's a better fighter. So I'm asking you to correlate him being a better fighter to Vegeta moving faster during the scene, or him doing more damage to Vegeta being a better fighter. How does being a better fighter mean that you're stronger? So I'm saying the basic term, like the basic route that we should go on it is that Vegeta's faster and stronger, and just a better fighter than Cabba overall, and he's stronger.
Okay. Your assertion keeps making. Yeah, okay. Again, your assertion is that Vegeta is just faster and stronger, or straight up. But I'm still asking you, where is that proven at any point? Like he does that little skip kick. He does that little kick or whatever, and that's it. That's it. That's literally it.
Okay. So there's 7:30. I'll go before then. Give me a second.
And another thing is that small gaps. Small gaps in strength can be enough of a speed or a strength advantage anyway. My entire point was that they were close in strength, so you wouldn't be asserting that they're wrong.
This is why I asked you to go off. Wait. This is why I asked you to go off of a semantic round. I said define evenly matched, because you're using the statements to prove your argument. But I'm saying, okay, well, what is evenly matched? So I'm saying the statement is wrong because I'm showing they're not equal. And yeah, it's not just it's not just 7:30. By the way, I want to attack that point. It's 7:20 as well, where he catches Cabba's attack, dodges it multiple times, and then Cabba finally lands one punch that does nothing to Vegeta. He spits and then he smiles right after that, and then throws Cabba across the ring with the kick. So Vegeta's still doing better. And if he was a better fighter, why is he dodging Cabba's attacks? That's a speed thing. That's reaction speed.
No, you can gain. Okay. you know how boxers are really good, right? They get good at predicting people's strength based off your movements. That's to do with skill as an experienced boxer.
Okay, so you're saying that Vegeta was predicting Cabba's movements?
Yeah, you can easily argue that. He's very experienced. We've seen him. We know Vegeta's experienced.
Okay, can you show Vegeta knowing, like, having an idea of how Cabba would move? Because this is the first time Vegeta interacted with Cabba.
No, I'm saying you can predict somebody's movements based off like their shoulder. Like in boxing, right? You don't have to know how that person fights. If they move their shoulder in a certain way, you can react.
Okay, I can disprove this notion by giving an example. Okay, 1 second. I can disprove this notion by giving you an example of like Goku and Vegeta's fights. Like Goku and Vegeta fight each other a bunch of times, and Vegeta should have the most clue of what Goku's gonna do or whatever, but he does not predict Goku's movements. So again, that's wrong.
Well, Saiyans grow as they fight, so that would only be a difference or proof of that. So again, your example doesn't follow suit because they're all.
Okay, you saying Saiyans grow is not a counter to the fact that he knows how he moves. Can you prove that Goku's techniques just get like massively better during the battle, to where he would like forget how he moves every single time?
You don't have to move for every single time. Like I said, if you're gonna predict or do you have to like
screenshot a video of like Goku doing the same punch kick technique over and over again, or do I have to show that to you? Like
repeated animation is not evidence. Like we understand that animation repeating is obviously fucking stupid.
Okay, Torrus, that's obviously a joke. Okay, what I'm saying to you is that you would have to show Goku, you would have to show Vegeta getting massively better in analyzing or predicting people's movements, which he hasn't done. I can show you any fight with Vegeta, and he's never showed this ability on him fighting the new fighter for the first time, and then, hey, I predict where they're going to move. No, your blow is too slow for Vegeta, and then he dodges it. You're making a positive claim. I don't have to prove anything besides Vegeta dodged it. You're making an assertion.
The
positive claim that you made is that Vegeta is a better fighter, so therefore he predicted where Cabba threw his punch and dodged it.
No.
That's what you said.
You said, okay, I'll explain why I said that. You said Vegeta is stronger, and I gave you an alternative viewpoint as to why that doesn't have to be the case.
Okay, well, you give me an alternative. Okay, let's say your assumption is it could be like 3% likely, and mine's is 97% most likely the case. Okay, I'm saying that your assumption could be there. There's a lot of possibilities we could take, bro. But I'm saying that the most likely one using Occam's razor would be that Vegeta's just faster and stronger. And the statement is wrong. Like,
okay.
If you wanted to...
Okay. Isn't Occam's razor assuming that a statement from a fictional series is something that's portrayed to the audience? So why we just assume statements in the series are just straight up wrong?
You said what? Is Occam's razor right?
Occam's razor is basically going with what's most likely, right? The one with the least
most likely assumptions. Yeah, most likely
the one with the
least. Yeah, it takes the least to just say Vegeta dodged it, like by far, instead of you saying he predicted where he was going to throw his attack.
Isn't the least amount of assumptions that the statement that the narrator is giving us is correct? That's the least amount of assumptions we can make that a statement is correct.
You could go down that route, but the issue here is that feats contradict statements. So you can say that for a lot of different things. So you can wait 1 second.
I don't see a contradiction. Like I said, I keep explaining that there isn't a contradiction.
The contradiction, okay, 1 second. The contradiction is the scene is what I'm showing you. So you're saying, okay, can't the most likely just be the statement, right? Okay, so you're saying the most likely is a statement. Authors have been wrong continuously, which is why we take feats over statement. So we have a preponderance of evidence that the author has been wrong multiple times. Have the feats ever been wrong? Have an author ever messed up a feat, or like an editor or whoever messed up a feat during the show? Like somebody punched somebody and they weren't supposed to punch him during that.
There is absolutely a vast preponderance of evidence that most statements in the series are correct. There is no way you can build a preponderance of evidence that statements in the series are wrong.
But I'm saying statements in the series are correct. Statements have a chance to be flawed, which is why we'd use feats over statements.
Correct. Yeah, I agree with feats.
Okay. Do you think that feats? Do you think that? Do you think?
That point. I agreed with that point, and you should at least let me finish that point. I agree that feats over statements should take precedence if the feat contradicts the statement. If the feat contradicts the statement.
Yeah, but I'm saying the feats that I showed you contradiction. I showed you like 5 contradictions.
It's the way you are viewing it. Well, it's the way you are viewing it. And I said before that all I want is that they were roughly close in strength and power, and even a small gap can be a bit of an advantage in build strength.
Well, you making that claim, or are you saying that there's a small thing, like there's a small gap in power, speed, or whatever you want to go about it, is debunking your statement with the author saying they're evenly matched. So you can't. Oh my gosh, you can't cherry pick what to argue, because you're basically being like, okay, the statement is right. Okay, well, even all this evidence you're showing me, okay, well, they can just be close to them out of the same strength and still be evenly matched. No. And even Vegeta's statement is kind of debunking that itself. Him saying like, this could go on forever or whatever. Obviously, it's going to be forever, so there would be an ending. So who would come out on top during the fight?
Okay. Obviously, that was not a literal statement saying this will go on forever. He's obviously saying that
I'm not saying it would. I'm not saying it would go on forever. Right, I'm saying that obviously somebody would win the fight. You would, unless you're implying that both of them just drop down at the same time, which is wrong because Vegeta's doing more damage. Yeah,
obviously not. Right, but what I think is that they were evenly matched, and then as the fight progressed, as the fight progressed, one Saiyan would evolve, and it would just simply be an evolving competition, which is kind of what Dragon Ball Super is about.
You said one Saiyan would evolve.
Well, both Saiyans would evolve, and one would eventually beat the other one, right? That's how I see it.
Okay, what if? Oh my gosh. Okay, what if you agree that would you agree that the Universe 6 Saiyans tend to have better potential in terms of like involving than the Universe 7 ones? Yes or no?
They have better potential, yeah, because they obviously.
Okay, so do you agree that they evolve? You would agree that they evolve at faster rates than the Universe 7 ones, right?
What do you mean I evolve by evolve?
Like okay, even with using the SL argument, or even if you didn't, stuff like Cabba turning Super Saiyan, Kale turning Super Saiyan, Khalifa, like their feats during the tournament, like jumping in power. I'm saying like you would agree that the Universe 7 Saiyans tend to have like a higher rate of evolution.
You mean Universe 6 Saiyans?
Oh yeah, Universe 6, my fault.
Yeah, when it comes to transformations and stuff, yeah, they attain them pretty quick.
Okay, what about in terms of battling?
In terms of battling, there isn't concrete evidence suggesting that one is.
What about when Goku is fighting Kale and Khalifa at the same time, and then during fighting Kale and Khalifa at the same time, he basically, I don't know why I'm in general and they're spamming. Okay, but I'm saying basically Goku fights Kale and Khalifa at the same time. There's a clear difference in technique, skill, and power, but at the same time, Khalifa then starts to evolve to Goku, and Khalifa starts matching him and doing better and better throughout the fight. So I'm saying that obviously they're definitely able to jump up in terms of like skill or in terms of combat or power or speed. The Universe 6 ones tend to have an advantage over the Universe 7 ones in that.
Not necessarily.
Can you provide a contradiction that shows otherwise?
Well, again, okay. So now you're claiming that there's a contradiction, and now you're asking me to contradict your point after you.
No, that's not.
Yes,
that's not what I did.
Okay,
no, what I said is.
Let me clarify in case you don't understand what I mean.
Wait 1 second, because you're attacking something that I said without actually. Unless we went back in the video, there'd be no way to prove that. Okay, but I'm saying I'm gonna re-clarify what I said so you can hear it, although I know what I said myself.
Wouldn't you rather hear what I mean when I say that you're wrong first and then clarify again?
Either way, if you say that I'm wrong and then you attack something from saying that I'm wrong, and that's not even what I meant, I'm gonna have to reiterate myself anyways. So it'd be, to save more time, it would make more sense for me to just explain it again. Okay, so basically what I was saying is that Khalifa is able to adapt in terms of combat at a higher rate than Goku is. Do you agree to that?
I don't see anything that suggests that proves that.
Okay, I said Goku fighting Khalifa during the Tournament of Power.
Yeah, she grew whilst fighting Goku. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, but I'm
saying that's concrete proof that she grows more than him.
Okay. No, I'm saying do you have a contradiction? Yeah, I'm saying I just gave you an example, right? But I'm saying, can you provide a contradiction to be like, hey, no, Goku grows faster because this scene, and this scene? Can you do that?
Well, I don't have to provide a contradiction because you're.
Why would you not have to provide a contradiction if I just debunk what you're saying? Okay, the reason
this is why you should have let me clarify first, because you didn't understand what I said.
I definitely did. Go ahead.
Okay, so original assertion is Cabba and Vegeta are roughly equals, and then you're like, that's debunked by Vegeta being greater and strong or whatever, right?
That's right? Not the initial assumption.
You're saying that's the contract.
That's not what you initially assumed. The initial assumption is you said that they're evenly matched due to the statement, and then you switched and you cherry picked and you said that they're relative because they're roughly equal. Roughly is implying relative, which debunks the statement of even. Even is implying that the same level of strength completely.
Yeah,
that's why I said it would be a semantics argument.
Okay, I first said that they were even. Then you went on to say that Vegeta's stronger, and then I said that he could have just grown, and therefore it's not a contradiction anymore. And now you're like, well, Universe 6 saying grow more.
No, you said
like,
that's not what you
still wrong. Can you contradict me?
You didn't say Vegeta could have grown. That's not what you said. What you said is that the fight would have went on until one of them grows. One of them grows and then beats the other. Is what you would have said.
Okay, I'll clarify what I meant then. I think the fight would have ended, like you said. I think the fight would have ended, not went on forever, right? And then the refutation for apparently Vegeta being stronger being a contradiction is that one saying could just outgrow the other, and that would be it, and they'd still be evenly matched, and that's totally fine.
Okay. Well, I think that Cabba, if anything, would you agree to the fact that during that fight, if they kept on fighting, Cabba would have, if anything, adapted greater than Vegeta would have adapted?
I don't know. I'm not a Dragon Ball Super writer.
Okay. Well, if you use the tournament of power feats, or just like the Universe 6's. Like how they grow in combat or just how they grow in general. Do you have a contradiction to like my Khalifa thing about Khalifa growing during combat with Goku? Can you show Goku or Vegeta having that level of growth during a fight? Because we see that Khalifa is able to.
It doesn't. It doesn't matter. Like honestly, it doesn't matter. Like because again, you're trying to assert something is wrong. Because also, why would Khalifa scaling for her Zenkais or whatever the fuck? Scale to Cabba. That would be like a feat for Khalifa, not Cabba.
Yeah, because
like Khalifa obviously has more. Khalifa has more potential than Cabba. That's pretty apparent.
Okay, well, if you use that or whatever, I would still say Cabba has greater. I can use I don't know the girl's name. I forgot for some reason. I remember everybody's but hers. Like you know the big the big green girl when he turns Super Saiyan. Yeah. Okay, so he turns Super Saiyan 2 against her or whatever, right? Okay, so when you turn in Super Saiyan 2 and Cabba is like struggling, she's rolling around the ring. Cabba then starts to adapt them during the battle and become a better fighter to the point where he can beat her. And then he also does that against other people during the tournament as well, where he's just growing. Or against Vegeta when he turns Super Saiyan, he's growing during that fight too. Okay. Even though Vegeta's still toying, he's still growing. But we don't see that level of growth from Vegeta. Unless you can show me that level of growth.
And this is a contradiction because?
I'm not saying it's a contradiction. What I'm saying is that, even what I'm basically doing to you is I'm showing you that if anything, we should have a higher reason to believe my assumption. It's because Cabba has a higher rate of growth than Vegeta. And if Cabba has a higher rate of growth than Vegeta, and during those scenes, Cabba should be growing higher than Vegeta is, and Vegeta stating that they're equal, but Vegeta has higher feats than Cabba, better feats than Cabba, faster reaction speed, more strength. So Cabba should be growing at a faster rate. So why is it that Vegeta is saying that they're equal if Cabba should be growing way faster than he is and Vegeta's beating the shit out of him? So it's obviously wrong. The statement is contradicted. And then you cherry picked and you said, okay, they're roughly around the same level, but they can't be roughly if it says evenly matched. So you have to stay consistent with the point that you're arguing.
I did stay consistent. So now your point is that that Cabba would grow more than Vegeta. And so again, Vegeta would lose or whatever. But
so as soon as the fight starts, so as soon as the fight starts, you know when Cabba punches Vegeta or whatever. Okay, then Vegeta does his kick. Okay, so Cabba has faster rates of growth. So if Vegeta's saying, the fight would go on forever, basically they're evenly matched or whatever, and we see Cabba growing faster and like better during the whole fight, or he's just growing at higher levels of Vegeta, right? Why is Vegeta saying that they're evenly matched on top of Vegeta having better feats than him? Showing better reaction speed, better strength, and all of this stuff, like durability, all of this, or whatever, and Cabba showing the worst feats. So obviously I'm saying Vegeta's statement is wrong. There's a bunch of inconsistencies that I'm showing to you to Vegeta's statement.
Well, again, I just think that when you're looking at it, these could be inconsistencies rather than there are other. Like I keep going back to this whole alternative interpretation thing because
your alternatives all take more assumptions, and every one that I've shown you that's an alternative all take few assumptions. They all take few. I showed you scenes of where he's moving faster than Cabba. That takes few. I'm showing you scenes of like Cabba growing or examples of them growing. They're all few assumptions.
Let me refute that. I don't think saying a statement is wrong is a few assumption. I think that's a big assertion. Saying that anything is contradictory or wrong in a series, I think that is a huge assumption. Right?
Okay.
I'm going with this assertion. I'm going with the assertion that the statement is correct. I'm doing what I can to keep that consistent. Okay.
Okay, but you realize that you failed by doing that because you already accepted the fact because you said they're roughly around the same level. You realize that, right?
No, I already explained that if they were even at the start and Vegeta just grew more, that would be.
So did you not say they're roughly? Did you say they're not roughly matched? Like they're not roughly evenly matched or whatever? Did you not say roughly?
Yeah, I did say that. I said first.
So I'm saying,
right, so at first I said they were even, right, and then I said they were roughly even. Right, because Vegeta was doing better afterwards, which was still the point. So therefore, the statement would still be not contradicted, and that's not making huge assumptions. I assume the statement is still correct. Vegeta just grew, which is why he did better, right? And Vegeta won in the end because he was a better skilled fighter. Those are very few assumptions. Very few assumptions.
So fighter one, I've already asked you to prove that Vegeta is like it's relating to being a skilled fighter, and then I provided Vegeta reacting. Not reacting doesn't take that much skill, unless you're providing unless you're making an argument of like, okay, he had some type of like precognition or he read the movements, but we only see people like Goku display stuff like that, or other fighters. We see display stuff like that, but we haven't seen or okay, if you use Vegeta during the Tournament of Power where he does he reads Jiren's movements. Okay, if you use something like that, then sure, but he doesn't display that level of technique until later into the series. So I'm saying he did not have that level of technique. Yes.
I wasn't gonna use
that. So I'm saying yours takes a higher assumption because you have to prove that. But I'm already feel content that I've argued this point good enough, so I'm ready to move on if you're okay with that.
Okay, I just probably should say that my one last thing then, because I still agree. I still think that making the assertion that statement is just straight up wrong is the larger assumption, and so we should just play around that. But if you feel like you've argued this point, then we can move on to your argument.
Okay. So, basically, this is going to mostly come out on my side because I think that I've already proved that their bases aren't evenly matched. But if we go down this route about their bases being evenly matched or whatever, I'm going to go off the Goku scaling. Okay, so I think that Vegeta in base is still stronger. You agree that in Dragon Ball it's shown consistently that people with how do I say it? Let's say Goku can fight people who are way stronger than him or take blows from them while in a weaker transformation. You agree with stuff like that?
Goku can take on blows from a person that's much stronger than them.
Yes.
Are they using their full strength?
Let's say I use Goku takes attack from Merge Zamasu. Goku is weaker than Merge Zamasu in base, but he can take an attack from Merge Zamasu.
Yeah, I would just say that if I think it was just better if I'd be clear from the start. But if Goku takes an attack from somebody and doesn't instantly get one shot, it just means that this attack wasn't powerful enough to one shot him. As in, this attack is relative to his.
What would you do in a sense of, let's say, Super Saiyan Blue Goku to Merge Zamasu? Merge Zamasu punches Goku in Super Saiyan Blue. Super Saiyan Blue Goku goes flying, lands into a wall or some shit, and he's out of the fight. And then Merge Zamasu punches base Goku, and he's out of the fight. But in both of those scenes, they don't die. Because I can showcase stuff like that during the series. So, Goku fighting.
I would just be all right, for the sake of consistency, I'd just be Merge Zamasu just held back the attack.
Okay, well, can you prove that? How do you prove that he held back the attack?
I would just say, like I said, if I was to respond to that, I would just say for the sake of consistency.
Okay, well, I am making that argument to say that Goku can fight people stronger than him. And then an example I was going to use is Hit. During the Universe 6 arc, Goku's able to take attacks from Hit. Vegeta gets one shot in fucking bit, or tagged in blue or whatever.
I know where you're going with this. So base Goku is greater than Blue Vegeta durability.
Yeah, he has the durability to do that. Yeah. Okay.
Can you prove that Hit used more strength on base Goku than he did on Blue Vegeta? Can you prove that?
Why does he have to? Why can't he use the same strength?
Because your assertion is that this is a feat for Goku, so therefore you must quantify the feat.
Okay, no. I'm gonna tell you the assumption that I'm making. I'm gonna say it, and then that's verbatim what I said. Okay, so what I'm saying is that Hit versus Vegeta in blue and Hit versus Goku in base, I'm saying that I don't see a reason for Hit using more power or him using less power. So I'm going to make the assumption that Hit used the same amount of power against both of them.
And you don't see a reason why not. Okay. In this tournament, they're not allowed to kill. They're not allowed to kill. They're not allowed to kill. So, of course, Hit has to hold back.
Okay, wait. Let me finish. If anything, Hit has more of a reason due to the fact that he was more interested in Goku than Vegeta.
No, that would directly go against your point because he would rather not one-shot Goku and instead let him get to his full strength because he was interested in him. You know, that's kind of what Jiren is interested in Goku because one-shot him, like he lets him grow. Like
I feel like you would have made a point like that, so I just prepared this or whatever. Okay, so like if Goku, you know the scene where he posted, so I don't even have to show you. Give me a second. In scans. Here you go. Okay, so here's the scenes where Goku in base is damaged and Hit. You would agree AP equals durability, right? Okay, so even if you say that Goku is strong enough in base to damage Hit, okay, well we know that if he's able to damage Hit, he should be able to take an attack from Hit.
Okay, again, and can you prove that Hit was at full strength when doing this? Because obviously he wasn't expecting base Goku to counter it. Hold on. You're like I haven't even finished the point.
Okay, go ahead.
I literally say like 2 words and then you go on for a tangent.
Go ahead,
okay.
Torrus.
Okay, so base Goku grazed Hit, alright, but Hit was not expecting Goku to be able to even counter him in the first place. Because if you remember, he initially called Goku's tactical whatever a bluff. And there's also the fact that he's literally fighting base Goku saying, why haven't you transformed yet? So he's ready to fight that. And he's saying him, okay, I'm calling you a bluff, I bet you haven't figured anything out. And you went and attacked Goku like you would regularly. So this is an attack you wouldn't be expecting from Goku. And again, you're still using this as a feat for Goku. So you are still in preponderance, like you start to prove a lot of things.
Okay, so I'm gonna ask this. Okay, so in terms of a fight, right? You can use Dragon Ball like boxing or anything, right? Okay, if an attack or let's say a fighter is prepared or they're in a fight scene, right? You would agree that they're automatically braced for the fight, correct? Yes or no?
If they're going rehearsed for the fight, sure.
Yeah, so if they're in a fight scene, it's like me being in a boxing ring, right? And then I knew you were gonna say something like this. So in boxing, there's things like what is it? Like there's like punches or like cross jabs or certain things that you can throw that you might throw outside of a fighter's field of vision, right? Or even if I was to take the example and I equivocated this to like a fighter being way faster than a person, right? I can say I'm way faster than you, right? So, and we're fighting, and then I punch you in your face to like the side of you or whatever. And because I was way faster, you didn't know that I was going to punch you right there. So therefore, you're off guard, which sounds retarded because you already braced for the fight. You get what I'm saying? So I'm saying he's already in a state to where he's braced to take an attack.
I actually think that's quite sound. Like that's the whole point of being able to catch somebody from the blind spot, right? So that you sort of catch them in a point where they're not expecting it.
Okay, well, it's already in a fighting stance, prepared for attacks. That was what I'm saying.
No, he wasn't prepared for attacks because he called the bluff for Goku.
Okay, let me get this scene. Hold on.
Yeah, I'll show you the scan where he literally says, "Goku, you're bluffing."
Hold on.
He goes, "You're bluffing, aren't you?" He literally just straight up says it.
Okay. Yeah. So he says you're bluffing, aren't you? Right. Okay. So even if he says that, right, and he says Goku's bluffing, do you not think that Hit's not in the fighting stance, still prepared to take attacks?
No, because he's calling a bluff, so he thinks he thinks Goku's full of shit. So obviously he's going to with the assumption that it is a bluff, as he asserted, and go attack Goku.
Okay, or even if you go down this route and I still manage you, and I was like, okay, sure, you can have this one thing. You realize that there's multiple of these scenes where Goku is taking these attacks from Hit, and these are the same. Like these, you would agree if you went off the argument and you were trying to argue Goku and Vegeta are relative in base. This just provides a contradiction. Because Goku's able to take multiple.
Another contradiction claim. You know how I feel about contradictions the second you say it. Okay.
Okay. I'm saying that here you. Do you see this?
His audio cut out there or something.
You said what?
Can someone confirm, please? Can someone confirm that his audio cut out there because I missed that part.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you now.
It did cut out, yeah.
Okay.
His audio did cut out.
Yeah, I got a phone call. Basically what I said, Goku taking multiple.
You posted the scan and you just cut out, and that's it.
Yeah, okay, my fault. I repeated. I said basically base Goku is taking multiple hits from hit. That sounds funny in base. But Vegeta is basically taking these attacks from hit and base as well, but he's getting a mollywop to a greater extent to where Goku is. He's like almost like he's groveling and shit, but Goku just running at him back to back, taking rounds.
Vegeta started in blue.
Vegeta didn't.
Vegeta started in blue. I could literally post. Hold on, I'll get you the video. He started in blue. Vegeta versus Hit. Vegeta versus Hit.
Okay, I know what you're talking about. Okay. Okay, do you not think that if Vegeta started in let's say blue or whatever, and your argument before was to say that Hit is holding back because he doesn't want to kill this person, do you not think that Hit was holding back there?
Well, against Vegeta to not kill him?
Yes.
Sure.
Okay, so if Hit is holding back against both of the fighters, right? Okay, and you're like he's fighting blue Vegeta or whatever. Goku goes blue as well, and he still takes multiple attacks from Hit and doesn't do what Vegeta does. So what's your argument?
This is because
same thing.
Okay, so this is the thing. Goku has already in base proven that he can counter time skip for a bit, and he keeps on asking Hit why he doesn't use time skip for an extended period in their fight, and it's in that period where Goku's beating the shit out of him.
Okay, no, here's what I'm talking about. I'll post this.
Okay, let me post you a different scan. I just found this while I was watching the fight.
Oh fuck, it's too long. I'm not gonna be able to upload that. I'll just give you the video clip and then show you the
look at these 3 scans. Goku's like, you're finally getting serious. All right, then I'll go.
Yeah, then I'll go all out too. Yeah, I'm aware of this.
So this is proving that they both held back.
Yeah, you realize that if it's proven that Goku has held back, right, and Hit's holding back, okay, where they're both holding back, we don't have a quantification to how much they're holding back. We just know they're both holding back, right? So do you think that would be
fair? They're not being.
Wait, 1 second. Okay, wait 1 second. I'm saying that there's no quantification for how much they're both holding back. So for how for all we know, they both can be holding back by like 1% or whatever. We don't have an amount to tell how much they're holding back. And if you were to make the assumption or claim to say, well, Hit is holding back a greater amount but Goku's in base form, right? We know that here's a huge contradiction. If I were to say like Goku just fought Frost or whatever, and then he was like poisoned by Frost or damaged, or Goku's more injured than Vegeta during the fight or whatever, we can make the assumption that obviously they're not relative in base. So Goku would still be above Cabba.
Run that through me again.
Okay, I'll say it again. Okay. So basically what I'm saying is Goku in base, right, is taking these attacks from Hit. Okay? And then we know Hit is holding back, but we also know Goku's holding back, right? Okay. So there's no quantification to tell how much these fighters are holding back by. But we do know they're holding back somewhat. So Goku then goes blue, right? And then if you look at the video clip right here, hold up. He charges at Hit in blue and starts punching and kicking Hit or whatever, and then Hit is blocking these attacks or struggling to block them, right? Okay. You realize during this scene, Goku's not countering the time skip or doing anything. It's just simply Hit struggling to react.
Okay.
Do you agree?
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, well, during Vegeta's fight with Hit, when he was in blue, Hit is easily reacting without even time skipping. He's just dodging and moving around Vegeta easily, like cake.
Okay.
So do you agree to that too?
You understand that Hit wasn't using time skip against Goku at all when he went.
Oh my gosh!
Until later on.
Saying that's not what I was arguing. Did you not hear what I said about the Vegeta part? I said that Hit.
You said something about Hit was easily maneuvering around him with just speed alone, right?
Yeah.
Can you show scans of that so I know what you're referring to? Can you show scans so I know what you're referring to?
I'll get it for you.
By the way, I think the fact that like if like Goku is taking hits from Hit in base form and in blue, I think the fact that Goku's surviving in base form is the self-evidence that Goku is like that Hit is holding back anyway. But whatever.
Okay, yeah. So you go to like let me get a timestamp.
That's the same cunt from the last time.
You said what happened?
That sun guy is the same cunt from the last time. He said the exact same shit the last debate I had there.
Maybe he just doesn't like you, bro. A second.
Watch your language.
I need to just record video clips. This is annoying. Give me a second.
Dude, why are these guys talking in like scans chat? Like there's like a general chat for these ones, isn't there?
Yeah, I have no idea. You gotta stop doing that. Okay, here you go. Found it. God damn, that took forever.
Shut up, timestamp am I looking at?
Okay, go to like 210. Okay, so at 210, it's basically Vegeta does the same like transition that Goku does. He basically like charges at hit or whatever in blue. Then he like tries to smack hit. No, he charges at hit. My fault. He teleports to like I don't know what he was trying to do, but then hit reacts to that Vegeta attack, goes behind his back, and then basically like slaps the shit out of Vegeta. So he's easily reacting to him. But during that scene with Goku, when Goku charges against him, you agreed earlier that he was struggling to react to blue Goku, right? And then in this, he's easily reacting to blue Vegeta. If anything, like blitzing him because Vegeta is not even reacting. He just reacts to him and just slaps him in the back, and Vegeta doesn't react to it at all.
Okay. What do you mean by react? Because when you said react earlier, I was talking about like Goku was struggling to dodge a lot of his attacks.
What do you mean, Goku? You mean he's hit?
Sorry, hit was struggling to dodge a lot of Goku's attacks. Hit was reacting as in moving.
It depends. Okay, so
that's not what I meant when I said react.
Okay, well, if you were to clarify this, what are you asserting? Are you just saying he was like struggling to react to Goku's punches or kicks or whatever?
Goku was faster and stronger than Hit, so therefore Hit struggles to like fight Goku back.
Okay, so even if you agree, okay, that's fine. Okay, so even if you agree Goku is faster than Hit in blue, right? I'm making an assertion that Hit is way faster than Vegeta in blue. Like way faster. To the point where he's able to move around Vegeta and then like blitz him before Vegeta can react to his attack.
What do you mean blitz him? He charges at Vegeta. Vegeta does his little disappearing trick, right?
Yeah, and then Hit does it to him and Vegeta doesn't react to it. Did Vegeta react to that attack?
Hold on, I'll play it again.
Okay.
I could have sworn he used time skip the second afterwards. 210, teleport. Yeah, he used time skip straight away.
Okay,
he made that noise.
Okay, even if he used time skip after it.
That's when he disappeared. Or you literally just spoke for like 20 seconds or something, right? When Hit disappeared, that was implied to be time skip because when he struck him, it was that time skip noise and does that weird purple light thing. So that wasn't him just straight up dodging the attack. That was him using time skip.
Oh my god, shut up! I'll get it for you. So what I'm talking about. Hold up.
Well, I'm looking at 210. From 210 to 216. That's what happens.
No, he dodged the attack and then used the time skip. What are you talking about? He didn't dodge the attack with time skip. What the fuck?
He dodged the attack with time skip.
No. Are you seriously trying to wank Hit? No. Okay. when hit dodges with time skip.
Wait, hold on.
Because you're trying to
No. You just said I wanked him. Him straight up dodging the attack is more wank. Him straight up dodging the attack is more wank.
No,
rather than him just using a hack to dodge it.
No. Listen. Let me explain why you're wanking. You're basically saying that he dodged with the time skip. No, he dodged then used time skip. Because if he dodged with time skip, then you're implying that Vegeta is that fast, or he needs to dodge with time skip, which is wrong. And because we see hit time skip against Jiren or whatever, he was time skip dodging, and it's completely different. It's completely different. That is not the same thing.
That's why I said you're later arc that he fights.
Oh my god!
Hit disappeared. Okay, so this is the thing. Hit disappears and he just reappears out of nowhere with the time skip noise.
Now we're gonna argue cinematics. Give me a second.
No, because okay, your point.
Listen.
Okay, this is so we stop the semantics, right? This will end it really quickly. Your argument is absolutely contingent on base Goku scaling to this. Your argument is absolutely contingent on it. Okay.
No, what I'm
right. So if you're making the assertion that he absolutely just straight up dodged it and all of this is true, that is like your burden of proof. To me, it looks like he just dodged it with time skip and struck him afterwards, which is why we had the time skip noise.
Okay. So what I'm saying to you is, we know that he dodged it because of the same dodge movement that Vegeta did, or the same port in motion or whatever. We see Hit do. That's like the classic Dragon Ball like teleport away type of thing. So he does that same thing or whatever, and then he goes behind Vegeta, and then you hear that time skip punch. And the reason why we know, or it's more likely that he didn't dodge with time skip and instead he just dodged and used time skip, is because we see that same or whole fight during while Hit was fighting Vegeta, he keeps using that time skip move with like his knuckle in his fist. He's using that same thing. He just extends his hand and pokes Vegeta, and he dodged him and then used that poke. So why would we assume that he's dodging with the poke? It makes no sense. So I'm saying you're making more assumptions instead. I'm just making the fact that he dodged him and then he hit him with that move. And it's the same. The reason why I'm able to say stuff like this is because we know Hit is able to react to Vegeta already, because Vegeta tried to attacking him multiple times in the fight and Hit reacts to him.
And each one of those instances, he pretty much used time skip straight away. Each one of them.
And you realize while Hit is using time skip on Goku or whatever, or he's using it in blue, or Vegeta he never struggles or never has to dodge Vegeta, or he never has no sign of worry against Vegeta at all.
That's because he doesn't have to worry about being countered in time skip, which Goku showed he could do earlier.
Okay, so I figured you were gonna do that. Okay, so even if you say that Hit had to worry about Goku countering his time skip or whatever, we both know Hit could have increased the duration. And even if you said, even if you went on and you made the fact of saying, wait 1 second, even if you went on the fact of saying that, Goku could have dodged that, or Goku, he was worried about Goku because he could have countered or whatever, we know that's wrong, because the same way you're using the fact that he time skip dodged, he does not time skip dodge at all against Goku. And you already agreed that Goku is faster than Hit. So whatever you say now doesn't matter, because you already agreed to Goku being faster than him. And Vegeta's not faster than Hit.
Okay. This is what I'm going to say to you. Vegeta not being faster than Hit, that is questionable, because the first thing is that Vegeta dodges out of the way. So not Vegeta dodges out of the way, but he disappears in front of Hit, right?
Yeah, he disappears in front of Hit, and then Hit casually just reacts to him. He doesn't he's no strain or worry at all.
How typical of a Dragon Ball move is it? If someone charges at you, disappears, and then attacks you from another angle.
I'm pretty sure wait 1 second. I'm pretty sure Goku did something similar to that to Jiren before, and then Jiren just did the same thing, just smacked him away. Or you remember the Hit versus Jiren fight where Hit's time skip dodging and trying to attack Jiren or whatever, and then Jiren just reacting and kicking him away and shit like that? Okay, well, that's the same thing. They always do that teleporting movement, and then Hit is fast enough to teleport behind him and do it.
Okay. All I'm telling you is, if Vegeta just suddenly disappeared in front of me, I'm probably going to be struck soon, so I would just move out of the way. It's a basic intuition. Someone disappears as they were about to attack me, they're probably going to attack me from a different angle. I move out of the way. That doesn't prove that he just straight up... If anything, he just reacted to Vegeta disappearing.
Okay,
That's that situation. But the rest of the argument... Hold on, you made a massive argument. I got to reply to the massive argument. Okay? So something else that you said is that Hit could just increase his time or whatever. He didn't realize he could improve until later on in the fight. Right? He literally just said, as I fought you, I realized I maybe there's a possibility that I could improve further. So no, he couldn't just increase it straight up from the start.
Yeah, he said that later.
But the point that you made earlier was that why didn't the reason why Hit didn't use it earlier, that proves that Goku's this and that. Otherwise he would have just increased his time skip. No, he doesn't do that until later on because he doesn't realize he could do that later on. So that's that point.
Okay, so
yes, I agree. I agree that Goku's faster. No, you went on a massive point. My turn. Okay. So, again, Goku, yes, I agreed that he was faster and stronger than Hit. That's apparent. It's very apparent. But what I don't agree with is just that Hit is just straight up faster and stronger than Vegeta in Blue because, again, the position that you're taking is shaky at best and is not conclusive enough.
Okay, wait. Okay, so something you just said is you just said that Goku is faster and stronger than Hit. Do you not realize that?
Yeah,
okay,
sure.
So Goku. Okay, so Goku is faster and stronger than Hit. You agree that you would be basically saying Goku has higher AP than Hit does, right? Okay, if you say Goku has higher AP than Hit does, then Goku must also have higher durability than Hit does.
Sure.
Okay, so if you're saying that and you're saying Goku has higher AP and durability than Hit does, then this goes off to the Vegeta point that I was making about Goku being able to take these attacks from Hit. Goku just seems to have higher durability and AP than Hit does. Yes, no.
Okay, but I already refuted that. I just straight up refuted that already.
Okay, no, because this is about the Cabba point. This is about base Goku taking attacks from this Hit or whatever, and then you saying, okay, well, Hit's holding back because he doesn't want to kill him or whatever. When you're easily able to apply enough power to just knock somebody out, but he didn't do that.
Well, no, because he wants them to surrender. He asked them to surrender quite a few times.
Yeah, he asked them to surrender, but he asked them to surrender knowing Goku wasn't going to surrender anyways. It's obvious and
he still did it. No. Why would he just know Goku wouldn't surrender? Hold on.
Oh my God, it's apparent from his character during the whole tournament. Goku was fucking about to pass out from Kruos and he didn't surrender.
It doesn't matter. It honestly doesn't matter. Hit's just giving him the chance to surrender. That's straight up it. But I'll show you something before. This is what he does to Vegeta. He literally started up the fight saying, "You had better surrender." He literally just straight up started the fight saying, "With Goku, you had better surrender."
Yeah, he's basically saying, "Yeah, you better surrender." Da da da. Or I beat the shit out of you.
And then afterwards, he's like, "Yo, referee, I'm not allowed to kill him, right? I just beat the shit out of him, but he can't surrender anyone. Now what?" So he's still looking for the surrender W the entire time.
Okay. So if he's looking for the surrender W the whole entire time, right? I'm basically saying that Hit is strong enough to apply enough power to just knock out Goku or completely incapacitate him during the beginning of the fight.
But you already conceded to the fact that Hit was interested in Goku, and I said that was an incentive for him to not just...
I said no. I didn't concede to the fact. I said Hit was interested in Goku, so he has more of a reason to try against Goku than Vegeta. He would be using more power against Goku than Vegeta.
No, I refuse.
If
you're interested in fighting somebody, that you would be more interested to see how they fought against you rather than one shot them from the start.
Okay. So if you're more interested, my fault. If you're prepared to see that, right? And then we know that Goku takes these attacks from hidden base or whatever, and then he's able to take these attacks. And then I went off to prove that what was it called? Goku in Blue takes these same attacks from Hit or whatever. And Goku's still he's still able to take them. He still has higher AP and durability than Hit does, and he's faster. And so Hit increases his time skip, right? Okay, it's shown that Goku throughout the whole fight has higher AP, durability, and speed than Hit does. And then my whole argument about him in base being able to take these attacks from Hit, you're debunking or you're trying to debunk by saying that Hit just wanted to keep him alive when Hit could have easily applied enough power to knock him out, and he does that against Vegeta. Because he just knocks Vegeta out to the side. So he's easily able to do that. And it wasn't that he wasn't interested in Vegeta either. Okay, it's not he's not interested in... You said what?
Against Vegeta when he gets knocked out as well, he asks the same thing, "Yo, referee, I can't kill him, right? He's knocked out, now what do I do? He can't surrender."
Okay, that's not what I'm saying. You're missing the point where I'm saying that he's strong enough to just knock them out. He could have just knocked Goku out and did the same thing from the beginning. Okay, so you agree he could have done the same thing from the beginning?
Again, I already refuted.
Okay, and your refutation. Wait, 1 second. Your refutation is saying that he's interested in him, but he was interested in Vegeta too. Because Vegeta goes blue against Cabba, and then Hit looks up, and he's like, "Oh shit, they have godly power." And then Goku's smiling at him from the stands. So he does the same thing. He's interested in Super Saiyan Blue.
I wanna show you a couple of scans for that one point. Hold on. Where is it? Okay, these 2 scans. So I'll explain what's going on. So Hit strikes Vegeta a few times, and then Vegeta's like, "Yo, his attacks aren't that strong. That must be his weakness." And then Hit hits him 1 time and knocks him out, and then Vegeta's like, "Oh shit, heavy punch." So that's proof that he held it back against even Blue Vegeta.
Yeah, so he says his attacks aren't that strong.
He struck Blue Vegeta many times, and then he just one-shots him afterwards with one punch, one heavy punch that Vegeta conceded to.
Okay, and you realize, wait 1 second. You realize that while fighting Goku, he does this exact same thing, right?
After he
throws these attacks, and what does Goku do? Take these attacks. Does he? So he's automatically he's showing more durable than Vegeta is.
No, you're missing the point.
What am I missing if he's more durable than him?
Okay, so Vegeta goes blue, and this is the strongest transformation that Hit's seen. This is the transformation he's interested in. He fights him with light attacks, or attacks that are not very heavy, according to Vegeta, to test out his strength, because he's interested apparently as well, because as you said. And then when he's finally sort of determined Vegeta's strength, he one-shots him. Right? That would just prove he did the exact same thing for Goku, because that's the character that he portrayed. He went light on Goku to start with, which he admitted to earlier.
You realize that argument is self-defeating, though, right? Because if you're trying to say that, my fault, I was eating. But if you're trying to say that Hit is fighting Vegeta or whatever, and then he throws these light attacks to test him out, and then he's like, "Hey, Super Saiyan Blue, it's trash. Get out of here," and he one-shots him or whatever with a heavy attack, right? Okay, so Goku has this blue form, Hit sees it or whatever, and he throws these attacks, and then he finally starts throwing heavy attacks against him, and Goku gets up after them, right? And then you agree Goku had higher AP, durability, and speed than Hit or whatever, and you agree that Hit has higher AP and durability and speed than Vegeta. Okay, well, Goku is automatically stronger than Vegeta.
Whoa. I never agreed to Hit being straight up stronger than Vegeta.
Well, you agree that he one-shot him with the heavy blow, which is why I said it was self-defeating, because you saying that he hit him with the heavy blow when he got serious, right? And then Goku took that attack.
With time skip.
So he hits him with time skip with a heavy blow. Do you not think that he was time skipping and hitting Goku? Did he not do the same thing?
No, he didn't initially. It's after he evolved, that's when he used the time. Like when he did the 0.2 second time skip, that's when he did the whole heavy punch. No, he hit Goku in the chest, but even then Goku got up again. And it was later on hold on, this is important. Later on, when he evolved it into 0.5 seconds, that is the time where he was certain that he had beaten Goku. And that's when Goku got up again. Right, so this is the only time in the fight where we can say for certain that Hit hit him probably as hard as he could at that point. But even then, it's weird though, because it shows you the animation of Hit striking him multiple times with like his knuckle attacks, not like with heavy punches.
Okay, you saying that is kind of refuted by the fact that Hit is struggling with Goku, and he notices this, and then he throws attacks at Goku. So, do you not think if I'm beating the shit out of you, or I'm struggling to get you off of me, and you're like, I don't know, and it can be anybody, you're a fighter, and you're just attacking me or whatever, and I'm struggling with you. Do you not think that you think Hit's going to throw like a meaningless attack, or just a light attack against him to get him off of him? Or is Hit going to actually try to get him away from him, and throw an attack that actually has force behind it? And also, like, keep in mind, I already told you before this, that like Goku literally just got poisoned by Frost, and he just got up or whatever. And then he later fights Hit, and we know that Goku should be, if anything, more injured than Biz. So, like, keep in mind that.
Okay, so I want to answer your second question first, because that was easier. Goku did not just get up. Vegeta literally just had 3 or 4 fights. He beat up Frost, he beat up Vegeta, he beat up Cabba, and then he had a fight with Hit. Okay, Goku's had plenty of time to rest. So, if anything, no, he'd not just get up. Number 2. Wait, what was the first question again?
Oh my gosh, it was a thing about
What was the first question again?
I'm gonna repeat that anyways, but the first thing.
Okay, you got to let me answer your questions first, right? Otherwise, this is going to keep derailing it. What was the first question?
The first question. Well, I mean, my fault. The first point was about Vegeta being weaker than Hit, and then Goku being able to take these attacks from Hit. And we obviously know that Goku. You already agreed Goku is stronger, faster, and more durable than Hit is. And I'm pretty sure you agree that.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Okay, I remember.
Yeah,
I remember now. I remember. Okay, so the thing about Hit striking him like hard or whatever, right? I agree he would have hit him hard enough to get him off, which is what he did, right? He hit Goku in the chest, but Goku wasn't like knocked out or anything like that. He was like on his knees or whatever you call that position, where you have your hands down and your knees down, right? But at no point in time was he surprised that Goku got up again, or that I was like, oh shit, that should have ended you right there. Like that wasn't the reaction he had. So it's clearly implied that he struck Goku with enough force to get him off.
Wait. So earlier during this,
earlier on I said he struck him multiple times lightly, right? This is afterwards. Wait,
1 second. Let me refute to what you just said though. Okay, so you're making the same way you talked about earlier during the debate, making big assumptions. You're making a large assumption. Okay, the reason why is because you're basically saying that due to the fact that Hit wasn't certain that he was gonna knock down Goku, that Hit did not use his full power. Can't we equally take the assumption to just say, okay, well, Goku's just that much stronger than Vegeta, so where Hit didn't feel like he could knock down Goku? Why can't you do that as well? Because your whole argument earlier around my earlier points with the Vegeta and Cabba scaling was to say that, okay, well, there's alternative options or whatever. So whether you disagree or you agree to this point, either way, you're gonna have to defeat your other argument that you made. Is what I'm saying. Because I'm saying that there's equal amount of assumptions that we could take to just assume Goku's just stronger than Vegeta. So that's why Hit didn't think he could knock him out. And it would make sense during the beginning of the fight because he was still interested in Goku after seeing his blue. He didn't just one-shot him. So he felt Goku was stronger anyways.
No, I would have just said he was interested in Goku still because this is the first time somebody has countered his time skip. No. I'll explain why. So this is the first time someone countered his time skip, right? And then afterwards, he said to Goku, right, I bet now that I've increased my time skip to 0.2 seconds, your plan is probably to predict 0.2 seconds into the future, but it's too late. I've already evolved to 0.5. And he said shit like that. That is when he expected the fight to be over. And when Goku got up again, right, and he started powering up, this is what happened. Let me find the statement.
I just want you to hurry up and make this argument so I can show you why this defeats another argument you made. But go ahead.
There we go. The first scan may not be related, but I posted it anyway. If you want to become stronger, I will become stronger still. Son Goku, thanks to you. Now I want to see how far we can keep this contest of growth. So he's literally interested in having a growth competition with Goku. Okay, so that's why. That's why he would have just straight up one shot him the whole way through. He wants to literally test out who can get stronger.
Okay. So let me ask you a question. When Hit through that blast blow against Goku, and you're like, okay, he's for sure that this is gonna knock Goku out, right? Do you think that attack was stronger than Goku?
Stronger than Goku?
Yes.
No, because he at that point in time he literally just said he had increased his time skip, right? So.
No, but they're also talking about increasing, like, okay, in the scan he posted, if you become stronger, I'll become stronger. Do you think the time skip is only what he's talking about? Like, you think he's just talking about time skip getting stronger? Like, he's not talking about his physical strength or durability?
In this context, he absolutely is. Before, he was just talking about time skip.
Okay, so he's talking about getting stronger in terms of power and everything in that scan that you posted.
Yeah, because obviously he's kind of saying afterwards.
Okay, so he hit the point to where he felt that he was stronger than Goku. So Hit at that moment of throwing that attack at Goku was stronger than Goku. Do you agree?
Why?
Okay, oh my gosh. Okay, if Hit is throwing this attack, right, and he sees that him and Goku are both growing, right, and he's confident this is the attack that's going to put Goku down. He feels the attack that he has in his hand is strong enough or stronger than the power he sees from Goku at the moment. Because he's confident in it. It's like Vegeta using the final flash on Jiren, right? Okay, and then Vegeta's like, hey, this final flash is gonna take out this level of power that you have. Okay, I want to use more power. There.
I understand what you mean. Okay.
Yes. So it's stronger than Goku.
This is the thing. When when Hit was confident that this attack would beat him, it's not just because of raw power. It's because Goku would not have been expecting it in the first 6. Remember, Goku didn't know initially that he increased it to 0.2 when he struck him that time round. And then when he said to him, I bet you're going to predict 0.2 seconds in the future, too late, I'm 0.5 now. He had already evolved to 0.5 while he was striking, so he didn't have to be stronger. He knew that Goku wouldn't be ready for it.
Okay, but he also saw Goku's rise in power, though, before that.
When?
When Goku powers up with Kaioken.
No, this is all before Kaioken.
He's using Kaioken in the panel. What are you talking about?
Okay, you know when Hit knocked him down and got up again, right? When Goku got up again,
he got up. There's a bunch of times where that happens. That's what I'm saying. You have to just show the video clip for it. Give me a timestamp or some shit.
Okay, Goku versus. I think roughly this is where I need it to be. It's 6 minutes in this video. Hello? Hello?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay. Also, this will have to be the last point. Whatever.
I'm not trying
so
to
what basically
here all the time.
What basically happens at 6 minutes is that he explains that he's now increased his time skip to 0.5. He strikes Goku a bunch of times, and he's quite surprised that Goku gets up again. I mean, Goku gets up, that's when he says, all right, there's this 10% chance thing, technique I've been working on to beat Beerus, and then he starts doing the Kaioken power-up, and this is when all these statements happen after. Also, Champa actually ordered Hit to attack Goku whilst he was powering up, and Hit didn't do it, and then he said all this stuff afterwards. I'm sure you recall that, so... So yeah, it's the basic, whilst you're watching or whatever, the basic crux of the argument is that base Cabba, base Vegeta, base Goku, they're all relative. And obviously, Super Saiyan Cabba 50 times that, one-shots Goku, that's basically how that fight would go. And then your onus is obviously proving that they're not fully equal. You'd have to prove that they're not equal by a huge degree, and that Goku's base is superior to Vegeta's base by a huge degree as well. But we'll see how you do that, if you can.
My fault. Hello?
Yep, hello.
Yeah, I was looking at the video, just dragging me out of Discord. I wasn't even paying attention. But I was saying, you're talking about where Hit wails on Goku, and then Goku, he's like, okay, well, ref, he can't get up, or da da da. What do you want me to do?
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Okay, so Hit wails on Goku. What indication are you saying that there's okay, well, he's giving him the same heavy attack that he's giving Vegeta?
I never said he did that. I'm just saying he knocked him out.
So
I just said he knocked him out, and then he's just yeah.
Okay. So what I'm saying that the same way Hit does that against Goku or whatever, and Goku it's okay, Goku basically he's like, oh, you're basically planning on countering my thing or whatever. He doesn't say counter. He says you're planning on taking my attacks again during the scan, right? Okay, so he says Goku's planning on taking these attacks from here or whatever, and then he punches him. So he's like, okay, basically, you can either take this two different ways. You can say, okay, well, he's planning on taking just those little attacks. He adds more power during this scene, or you can say something like, okay, he gave him multiple attacks during that scene, or whatever. Doesn't matter. But I'm saying, what is the indication Hit is using more power?
I never claimed he used more power. You claimed that he had using more power.
No, I said that he's using the same amount of power against Vegeta. That's my initial claim. That's why I'm saying Goku is basically taking Vegeta blue level attacks in base. That's what I was showing.
Vegeta Blue level attacks in base.
Yeah,
I thought you were thinking about this scene where he's attacking him.
Yes, that's why okay, basically what I'm saying is, okay, so Hit is punching Goku where he wails on him, and he's like, okay, well, like, you're prepared to take the attacks that you took him before, and I'm gonna punch you way more times than I punched you before. So you could just say he's punching him more times, or he's adding more force, or however way you want to argue it. Depends. That's your argument, though. That's not mine. But what I'm saying is that Hit is giving no indication of him using more power. The only indication we've ever got of Hit using more power is through Vegeta, because Vegeta's just saying, well, hey, these attacks are weak as fuck. Boom. Okay, well, damn, this shit is heavy. This shit hurts. So we know that he's using more power against Vegeta during that time. But where is the thing of where we're seeing Hit is using more power against Goku? And if you're using the confidence example, you're saying, okay, well, he was confident enough, or he thought he was going to beat Goku. Is your example?
No, hold on. I'll show you. These three, when I posted them earlier.
Okay.
Finally getting down to business, I'll go all out too. This implies that they're both holding back. Remember we made that point? They're both holding back. This implies that he used more power to Goku afterwards because he was holding back earlier.
This non-holding back hit, right? This non-holding back hit, are you saying that it's the same, the hit that fought Vegeta Blue wasn't holding back? Is that what you're saying?
Well, your assertion is that he's using the same strength, right? So
I'm saying, wait, what I'm asking is hit that fought Vegeta Blue, that threw that heavy attack against Vegeta in Blue, is that hit holding back?
I don't know.
Okay, so my reason to say that he is holding back or whatever against that Vegeta, he's not using that level of strength, is because we know that Goku and Kaioken or Hit later is able to use more power against Goku, or he's shown using more power against Goku. So we know that
he evolved.
You saying he evolved?
You were saying that like earlier. Hit from that statement onwards, like the three I posted earlier, Hit was talking about growing stronger, faster, in every.
So I said, yeah. But I'm talking about during. Wait, 1 second though. I'm talking. That's during that one scene though. I'm talking about not prior, but before that. Before that scene to where Hit is punching Goku multiple times. Because you're either making the assumption that Hit is using the same. You have to make there's two things you can do. You can make the assumption that Hit is using the same amount of force against Goku during all the instances to where he damaged him, or you can go down the route of proving that, okay, well, he's not using the same amount of force. Obviously, if I just punched you with an attack, right, and I use 50% of my energy, and you keep getting up, and I keep punching you using 50% of my energy, who's going to continuously able to do that? It would make more sense to use more power.
Okay. For one, we don't have to make any assumptions. We could just be like, well, it's quite vague. We probably shouldn't make a claim on the situation. Number two, Hit strikes people in vital points.
I think that you're able to, because I think that you're able to make an assumption due to the fact that the first time that Goku damages him in base form, and then you were trying to say, okay, well, Hit wasn't ready because he said that he was bluffing or whatever. I think that Goku taking these attacks or blocking Hit's attack with his fist was enough. Because, Hit punches Goku and Goku blocks it, right?
Okay.
So Goku's obviously stopping the force of Hit's attack, is he not?
Yeah.
Okay, so Goku's able to take that attack in base.
Yeah, but your assertion is that this must be Blue Vegeta. Like, you're making, like, two different things, right? One, this is a feat for Goku, and two, that he is using the same strength that he used against Vegeta. Okay, I haven't got much time left, so we're kind of repeating ourselves. Do you want to move to conclusions?
I'm gonna make this last point, then I'm fine with that. Basically, what the point that I was making is to show you that base Goku who's taking that attack or whatever. If you want to say that Hit is off guard or whatever, or you're saying, okay, well, Hit wasn't prepared for the attack, he was prepared to hit Goku, and then Goku obviously reacted to that attack. So Goku is still taking that force from Hit and reacting to that. And then we see Super Saiyan Blue mopping Hit afterwards. So it's not like Goku didn't already have higher levels of reaction speed or reacting to it before, or even when Hit's time skipping, Goku's slowly reacting to it to the point where he could learn the time skip. So if you're able to learn something, you're obviously reacting enough to register it, right? So I'm saying that Goku's able to take that level of force. And then, when I said that I was waiting for you to make an argument because it's going to contradict something you said, it's because you made an argument to talk about assumptions and characters taking more force than they could. I said that a character can take attacks way greater than themselves, like base Goku and Merge Zamasu, or you're like, okay, well, they're holding back if you don't want to kill him, whatever. And I said, okay, well, Merge Zamasu has no reason to hold back or whatever. We see Vegeta and Blue take this attack, and then he passes out, and then that attack hit through at Goku. He thought was powerful enough to basically one-shot Goku, and then Goku gets up after that. So we know that this character is obviously taking more force than they're able to take, to the point where they're able to get up. So if Goku fights Cabba or whatever, Goku is going to be able to take this greater amount of. I'm saying Goku is stronger than base Vegeta, and Goku would be able to take Super Saiyan Cabba's attacks because he's able to take hits attacks and block them. That's basically the argument. And even when Vegeta's in base or whatever, and he keeps going back to Blue, Hit's still like tagging him and throwing him around and not doing the same thing to Goku. But yeah.
Was that the conclusion? Or
no, that's just the point I was talking about. The point is I wanted to show you the contradiction in your argument about like characters being able to take weaker attacks. But yeah,
I'll just make three really short points then, and then we can move on straight to conclusions.
Okay.
So the whole thing about characters taking stronger attacks. During the debate, you could obviously go back to the recording and check this, but Aista did use the argument if he can take these attacks, his attack potency and everything are all relative. So he admits to the fact that attack potency and durability and everything should be relative. And I think this is a contradictory point to his own argument that, well, if Hit is holding back initially, as we stated earlier, and base Goku is taking hits from Goku, but also that Blue Goku is able to damage Hit and he's also able to endure them. If durability and attack potency are relative, then surely the whole durability is greater argument wouldn't apply if that was the case. And another point would be that the whole argument that durability has to be greater. In any verse, the basic assumption is that durability and attack potency are relative, unless like shown otherwise, like Potamo and shit like that, who's obviously got different durability, or like Megeta or shit like that, or that Iron Skin guy from Tonic Power. So I think that's kind of weird. But do you want me to do the conclusion first, or do you want to go first?
I want to refute to that point first. I think
we're gonna this is going to turn into another debate.
Yeah. Okay.
You said you wanted to do one little point. I did my one little point, so we might as well send it there.
Either way, yeah, my conclusion is enough to show that's wrong. Okay, that's fine. Go ahead. You want me to go first, or you go first?
It doesn't matter to me.
Okay, I'll just go. Basically, the reason why I think that I won the debate is because the assumptions that you made, you kind of basically said there's alternative amount of assumptions that you can make in like every argument. So you're basically saying there's let's say I make argument A, and I say, okay, well, Vegeta and Cabba aren't equal, and I said they're not equal because of the feats that I shown, and I said Vegeta is basically shown punching Cabba in the chest and he's groveling, to the point where Cabba can't get up at one moment, and then he finally stands. So I'm saying that Vegeta's just massively stronger, faster, and like all this than Cabba is. And then he says he eventually like changes his argument kind of, and he says, okay, instead of being equally matched, they're roughly around the same. Well, roughly debunks the scans that you're trying to use. And I said feats above statement. So if you're switching from, hey, these scans are saying equally matched, okay, well, they're roughly matched or whatever, you can't do that because you're cherry picking. So at that point, you have to go with the premise that they're roughly evenly matched, or they're evenly matched. And if you're saying roughly, it debunks the scan, so you can't use that argument in the first place. And then I use the Galagun argument to say that like the force, if you're throwing like 100 pounds towards somebody or whatever, and that is coming rushing at me and it's near my face, for me to respond with that, you would need like way more amount of force because you're pushing it to the middle. It's like somebody charging at you and they're right near you. For me to push you all the way back into the middle point of where your charge came from, so there's point A and point C, you're running from C at towards point A, and point B is in the middle, I have to respond with greater amount of force to push you all the way to the middle. So obviously it's wrong. And then the base Goku point, I feel like I won that because base Goku is shown reacting to that. You actually didn't counter that, and then the argument that he made was, well, if he's in blue or whatever and he's punching Goku, wouldn't that mean that he was holding him back? And you said AP equals durability. Well, that's wrong because you agreed to the notion that Hit was improving and getting stronger throughout the fight. So he's getting stronger and stuff towards the fight or whatever throughout the fight. Then it's the same way that Goku's getting stronger throughout the fight. So we're not gonna try to like argue or whatever about which one got stronger. We just know that base Goku is taking these attacks, and base Goku is able to take that. And then I brought up the Goku punch and hit and making him bleed, and why it wouldn't matter because he's still in like a fighting position. But yeah, I think that I won. That's it.
Okay, so in my conclusion, I think I won both points, especially with the whole they're equal in base thing, because yes, I did originally say that they were equal in base, and then I said roughly even, but he missed out the point where I said one person grew in battle to the point where it no longer became roughly even. And then I think he also missed the point where well, we were doing the beam clash, right? If Vegeta did push him back and then they stalemated at the middle, it would kind of prove that sure Vegeta was stronger at first, but then Cabba was strong enough to keep it in the middle, like sort of like how Gohan and Cell evolved or got stronger during their beam clash. So if anything, when Vegeta said they were equally matched, it'd be like during the beam clash once they were finally at the center, which is logical as the narrator said this as well afterwards. So I think I won that point. When it came to the whole base Goku scaling, it was really weird because it was just like, sure, he reacted to them and things like that, but we both established from the start, and we both agreed to this, that hit held back initially. And so if base Goku is reacting to hit holding back, then that's just like an unquantifiable feat-ish, because we don't know to what extent that he's holding back, and if anything, that is like a detriment to his argument, because his point is contingent on that being the same strength that he used against Blue Vegeta. And we know that in Dragon Ball Super that base Goku and Vegeta are pretty much relative in pretty much every arc, unless there's some sort of explicit evidence that proves otherwise. So in my argument, it was just like base Goku and base Vegeta are roughly relative. Cabba was equal or roughly relative, and I already showcased that Saiyan growth could change that, which is why I brought up the whole roughly equals. So if base Goku, base Vegeta, base Cabba are relative, and the debate is Super Saiyan Cabba versus base Goku, then a 50 times difference is more than enough to one shot. And the whole durability greater than attack potency, like he literally said in one of his arguments, you agree that durability and speed are equal, right? Which obviously means he agrees with that to ask me that first. So yeah, I think that's a weird point. So in the end, I think I won the argument that Cabba is relative, or if not equal, with relative bare minimum, and that base Goku is vastly inferior to Super Saiyan Cabba and get one shot.
Are you done?
Yeah, that's it.
Okay, Torrus, throughout that whole thing, you never mentioned base Vegeta and Goku are relative?
I did.
You didn't. No, it's all it's valid, so you're recording it. I promise you didn't.
Yeah.
You didn't.
I did.
You said Cabba and Vegeta the whole time. The only person who'd mentioned that was me, and I said that's wrong. And I said the reason why they're not relative is because so and so and so and so and so. But you never individually brought up Goku and Vegeta are relative. You can rewatch the recording if you want to, but I promise you didn't.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. I mean, I suppose you can rewatch the recording as well. I'm pretty sure I did say it. We'll see.
Well, I'd find it.